What up brothers, it's Clip King returning. Welcome back to my channel for another new review. The figure I'll be reviewing today is the Black Panther from Civil War. And anyone who watched the unboxing of this figure will remember that I mentioned that during the time, early part of the year when I weren't doing many reviews, there were only really two figures that made me want to jump on a day one release figure just so I could get it to review. Was Wonder Woman and this, so I'm quite excited to do this review. I just hope the figure can do the poses I've got in mind for it. I think it should do, but I don't want to affect the suit because I did only buy this figure to review and to sell on. So if you are interested in picking this up, please contact me via Facebook. Also, massive thank you to Scott Layden for selling me this at a fair price. Really good guy to deal with, good communication, good negotiator, so massive thank you to him. So let's crack on and get the review done. Right, so I'm guessing most of you guys have seen at least one of the Civil War figures, or the packaging from a Civil War figure. All come very uniform, the sort of white section at the bottom, and then a picture of the character at the top, the Captain America Civil War wording, and then the character's name, in this case Black Panther. Really nice artwork. It is a slipcover box. It's good quality card, and just to show you the artwork wrap round, obviously you see Black Panther at the front, Bucky and Falcon at the side. On the back you've got Iron Man, Captain America and Giant Man's knee. And on the other side you see we've got Black Widow. But as I've said 1,000 times before, it is pretty much the norm for a Marvel style figure. So for that reason, I'm going to give it only a 3 from a possible 5. So moving on to the likeness. And as usual, I will film it on the left hand side with the camera light on, and on the right hand side, camera light off, just to give you the idea of how the figure picks up the light and how it alters the likeness. It's an hard one to score this because obviously there's no human likeness to speak of. So all I can really do is tell you, does it look like the Black Panther mask from the film? And straight off I can tell you it does. They've still done good work. The sculpt is really good, the paintwork is really clean. I like the sort of carbon fiber mesh style thing on the lens for the eyes. I do like the panel work that makes it look very cat-like, and also like it's some kind of tactical suit that Black Panther has fashioned himself. Obviously the suit is made from the vibranium, like Captain America's shield. I think I'm right in saying that. I could be wrong. Put it in the comment section if I am. In fact, I'm fucking sure you will. You don't need telling twice, some of you. But the light does pick it up nicely. The sort of silver sections look really good. But like I said, it's still, the shape of it still gives a really nice cat-like appearance. The massive issue with this figure is the fact that it didn't bring an interchangeable head sculpt. It could have easily given you the Chadwick Boseman head, and then we could have really spoke about likeness. Now there is a third party head out there. I don't know how good it is because I've never seen it in hand. Does this head sculpt look like the film? It does to me, but then again I will say I've not sat there and compared it sort of sculpt to the every section of the film, but I would say it's definitely good enough, and for that reason I'm going to give it the 5 out of 5. Right, rolling on to his outfit. Show you the pose first. Got him stood without his stand. It's really nicely balanced figure. Does articulate well, but I'll pick up on that in a minute. But let's talk about the outfit. So we'll start at the top and tell you it's quite an hard plastic sculpt that blends nicely with the colour of the outfit. Obviously the outfit is made up of blacks and the silver. It's got a fabric down through the neck, and then this sort of plasticky feeling. It's not lycra. I can't even think what else to... I thought it were going to be something like the Spider-Man suit or the Superman suit, but it's not quite that. Got a little feel of the Deadpool outfit, but not exactly the same. So it's something pretty unique. It's not as dense feeling as the BVS version of Batman, but what I will say is it's really nice. I think they could have used an outfit like this on the Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises Batman, because I think it would have worked really well. When the figure's in an upright position, it stands really clean, so there's no creases in it. But when you start moving it around, you realise you've got more room in the suit than you thought. I just hope at the end of the review that the creases do fall out and it goes back to a nice, tight, form-fitting outfit. So just to talk about the aesthetic of it, looking at the foot, that's an hard sculpted plastic. You see it's sectioned off with the silver effect toenails, so very cat-like. Moving up, you've got this sort of, looks like a carbon fibre mesh, but then you have the sections are like a faux leather, as if the suit has really been made from the vibranium panels and sort of all attached together, but still sleek and quite sexy looking. I hope the camera's picking it up as good as I think it does, and I hope the 4K transfer does it the favours that I hope it will. Moving up to the torso, there's good articulation, like I said, which I will pick up on, and the suit doesn't hinder it. The suit moves really nicely with it. I thought it was going to be good, and some reviews I saw, I thought they've done a good job here, and this would be the sort of figure that I would really enjoy reviewing. To be honest, I took it out of the box. It's been stood in that upright position that you saw it in at the beginning since then, and I haven't even messed about with it until I started filming this. And the more I move it around, the more and more pleased that I get with it. Obviously, the hand sculpt is plastic. I will say as well, the spike sections are really sharp. So I'm talking about the top of the gauntlet section there, and then the sort of the trophy effect or the necklace effect of the silver around his upper chest. You won't really want to be pulling the suit against those spikes because they are very sharp. So I just hope that that wouldn't affect the suit as well. But what I will say is, early opinion is it's very, very impressive. Again, not too intricate, and I thought as well when it come out it would have been a nice touch and a nice tip of the cap. I know it didn't feature in the film, but in the cartoons or the Marvel Legends I used to collect for our Callum, Black Panther always had a cape or like a cloak with an eye collar. It would have been really nice to get that. And I do think that Unreal Customs do make a cape for this, but I could be wrong. But it would be a nice touch. It'd help you pose and give it that sort of Batman look without it being Batman. So very nice, very impressive. It's nice to see they can do outfits like that, because one day we'll get a Spider-Man that articulates really well and does have a suit that will move nicely. I'm going to score the suit a 5 from a possible 5, because I can't think of a way they could have done it any better. Moving on to articulation, and for me, I think this is the most important category for this figure. I'll show you the pose first. Tried to use the joints as well as I can. Tried to move the suit around, keep it looking clean, and have him in like an action-packed style pose. So I would want you looking at it from about there. Sorry for the light streams because I've got him quite high up. So I am quite impressed, although I will be honest and say it's not perfect. The muscular sculpt on the body sort of limits the articulation more so than the outfit. And by that I mean because he's got quite big biceps, that's as tight as the arm curl will go. It's nice, I will be honest, but it's not like true type. A standard true type body would articulate better than this does, but it's not the outfit that's that's limiting it. Same again, nice and tight with a leg, as you can see there. Although the knee section, and it always is the case when it's got a bulky thigh, the knee joint opens too wide, and by that I mean if you look at the flat of the knee, it's not natural looking. But I think the pose looks that good that you can forgive most of that. But let me talk about the articulation point by point. Starting with the ankle, the hard plastic feet just pop onto a ankle joint at the a ball joint at the bottom. I will say as well, the suit doesn't pull up and come out of place. It does fit nicely right down towards that ankle ball joint, so that is very nice. So the foot moves freely, and like I say, it always looks quite clean because the foot the suit is tucked into the foot and the ankle section. The knees are double bend, but like I said, these are quite wide hinge, so it does look a little bit unnatural, but it does work nicely. There's rotation at the upper thigh, which again does work very nicely and does give good articulation. The standard style pelvis and hip section and a rotating waist. Really nice crunch section underneath there, and it is in the right place, sort of just under the chest, so you can get a nice crunch or nice back arch, whichever you choose from. Shoulders do work very nicely, good free motion. Like I said, the outfit, although it does crease, it doesn't feel like it's pulling against you. Really nice outfit. Like I said, it would be awesome for a Spider-Man or some kind of Batman figure if they went with this kind of technology. They've done really good work on it. The bulky bicep does rotate at the top, and it does have a double bend elbow, which, like I said, although it is double bend, will only go that tight. And then what I will say about the wrists is it is a standard wrist peg, and the suit is long enough so you can actually fold it back on itself, pop the wrist peg in, and then sort of put the outfit over the hand. I've not done it very good on that one, to be honest, but on that one it's quite neat looking. So you don't actually see the wrist peg, so I do like that about it. It keeps it looking very real. The suit works nicely around the neck because it does articulate at the lower part of the neck, and the head sits on a ball joint and the suit tucks up under the head. So although it is slightly out on the neck there, because I've got good articulation on the head, as you see, yeah, really good articulation. I feel tight for knocking a point off because, like I said, I don't think it would cross its arms, and there's certain positions it won't get to because of the bulky body, but the body does look awesome. So the aesthetic is definitely there. The articulation is awesome, but not perfect. So for that reason, I'm only giving the articulation a very, very tight, for me, 4 from a possible 5. Moving on to extras and accessories, and this is the kick in the balls category. We know what's missing, so I'll talk about that first. No Chadwick Boseman head sculpt. I don't know if they saved it for the Black Panther film that will be coming out soon. I think they'll do another version of this. I think the suit's slightly updated in that, if I've seen correctly, and I think it will just be an interchangeable head. Because of how the neck works on this, it would have been so easy to give it you anyway. Whether it was just a case that it was too much hassle to get the likeness signed off, I don't know, but it should have had it. There were no reason why not. I've seen versions of Winter Soldier that had 2 head sculpts, 1 mask on, 1 mask off. Captain America, you normally get 2 head sculpts, so why not with this one? Bit of inconsistency with the Marvel figures from Hot Toys, but anyway. Got him in sort of a kneeling pose if he's just about to jump over a wall or off a wall. So just to explain the pose. So moving down, what does he actually bring? Instructions, which doesn't even get a point. Stand, which does get a point. It is the standard Marvel base now. Nice textured material on there, so it does grip the foot quite nicely. And a nice metal nameplate. It does look quite good. And then the other point goes for the spare hands. So you get the clawed hands which are on him, and then you get another version of the same hands with the claws in, which are a nice touch, although I think most people would display it with the claws out because that is a sort of signature pose for Black Panther. And then you get a set of fists. The hands are sculpted really nicely, and I will say the clawed hands are really sharp, really nice touch. The paint effect and everything is very clean on it. And then on top of that, all you get is a black set of wrist pegs, which I've not needed to use, thankfully. So not much in it. I think the main reason you're buying it is to sort of complete your Civil War line. I've not gone for that line, but I do like the Black Panther figure because I thought it would articulate, and I did want to look at the textures of the suit, and I'm impressed with both those categories. Though the category I'm not impressed with is the extras and accessories. So for that reason, it's only getting 2 points. Right, moving on to value and the sum up. So like I said at the beginning, I bought this as a 4-figure set from Scott Layden in the Facebook community. did me a great deal for the 4 figures, but because it was just one price, I don't know what each figure worked out at. I could just divide it by 4, and then I got them at a really good price. I don't know what the price of this figure is on eBay and in the community at the moment. I wouldn't have a clue, but I would think I'd be looking to pay somewhere between 170 to 190, I think, for it, but not much more than that. The value's not great because obviously it doesn't bring a lot of stuff with it. You've got to really want the figure to buy it. But like I said, I paid a good price for it, so I can't really complain. But I'm saying for you guys wanting to buy this figure, don't pay over odds for it because it doesn't bring a lot, and I get a feeling that there will be another version somewhere down the line, although there isn't a pre-order for that yet. The value, I've given it a 2 from a possible 5 because the fact it doesn't bring the Bozeman head. But the way I look at it is, it's a great figure, but not a great set. So I think it will complement your Marvel shelf really nicely. And it is a lot of fun to pose because you can get pretty creative with it. I wanted to put it back into this pose as well to show you. Don't be scared to mess about with the figure. Pose it up, bend the elbows and knees because the suit will go back and look very clean once you do. So, again, like I said, if you are interested in this figure and you want to try and pick it up from me, that is a possibility. So if you talk to me through Facebook, we can get some kind of communications going. But for now, another review done. The figure got a total of 21 from a possible 30. I had to look at my sheet there. Forgot what it got. Yeah, 21 from a possible 30, which isn't bad to say it didn't bring a lot of stuff with it. But the figure and the outfit and articulation are really, really good. For now, I'm out of here.